Robert Tellis at the detention center about his family, his career. But when it came time to talk about the murder of Jeff Gearman, he was tight-lipped. From behind a monitor in his blue CCDC jumpsuit, Robert Tellis is speaking out for the first time since being formally charged with the murder of local journalist Jeff Gearman last week. Did you hate him? What were your feelings toward him?
I don't know the man, so I don't know that, I could really give you any opinion on that.
Before being found stabbed to death outside his home, Gearman had written articles published in the Review Journal exposing potential wrongdoing in the public administrator's office.
Statements made by the folks in those reports were false, so that's all I can really say about it. It wasn't true.
Did it upset you?
Yeah, I think anybody in my position would be upset.
Tellis later lost an election. He told me he blamed Gearman for that.
Of course, Gearman's reports, which were then texted out by one of my opponents to all the voters, certainly, I believe, was a big contributor.
When I asked Tellis if he was at all responsible for Gearman's death,
again, I think we're getting to that, and I'm so sorry, but I do have to take advice of counsel. We're getting to that area again as well. I'm so sorry.
Instead, he wanted to address a domestic battery claim from March 2020. Tellis' wife called 911 to report her husband was, quote, going crazy, and that she and her children were scared. Tellis blamed his ADHD and a drinking addiction, and says after that, he got sober.
I've made my mistakes, and I've, try to just be the best person I can be.
How does someone, in your position, get to where you are now? A public administrator, you worked really hard to get to where you are. What do you think happened? Tellis says he has spoken with his wife and kids since his arrest. He says his family is standing by his side. He is scheduled for a court hearing next week.
Jim and LaToya, we actually started looking into this case after receiving this email to our newsroom. The writer, who only wants us to identify him as MS due to safety concerns, tells us he was shot at 3 times while sitting in his car during this personal exchange. And we decided to meet up with him today and check it out.
It's still fresh. I still don't believe what happened.
Bullet holes in the window, the hood, and passenger mirror. Reminders to MS of how he nearly lost his life selling his Rolex watch.
It was really tough situation for me to survive.
MS did not want to show his face on camera, but his hands and arms remain a painful memory of driving to the Village Center Circle in Summerlin Wednesday night to meet a potential buyer he connected with on Facebook Marketplace. MS says he recalls seeing the man, but stayed in his car with the doors locked and engine running.
And started talking me through the passenger window.
Then, seconds later, a terrifying moment.
He just moved from the passenger side, like he's hiding himself, and I take a look on the driver door, and I saw the 2 guys with the pulling guns on my head through the driver's side window, and I just hear and feel the shot through the driver window.
MS sharing this photo of his upper lip where the bullet grazed him, his car taking the impact of the other 2 shots as he drove away.
The second bullet hit into the hood and then hit on the windshield wiper, and the third one hit...
And ricocheted and went up.
Yeah, ricocheted to the up.
A scary scenario. So I asked Metro Police, how often does this happen in the Valley?
Unfortunately, it's something that we see quite commonly.
Miseo Para with Metro Police tells me people prey online.
When these perpetrators see this information online, immediately they see a chance, and that's when they reach out and they try to arrange a meeting with the purpose of robbing these people of their items.
MS now thinking twice about engaging in any transaction like this in the future.
Make me scared to meet anyone anymore.
Metro Police do not have any suspects at the moment in this case, but they do advise anyone who wants to meet someone they met online to exchange items, to meet in a public place during the day, or even visit one of their area commands, including the headquarters, where you will see they have designated areas called personal property exchange locations. They're under 24/7 surveillance. Now, as for MS, he says the people in this case, they range between their early teens to their 20 or late teens to early 20s, but it is an ongoing investigation.
Well, the sights and sounds here capturing the chaos. The students inside a CCSD school bus try to get out any way they can. Some of them saying they couldn't breathe. Parents tell News 3 someone sprayed some substance inside, sparking some respiratory issues and then causing others to panic. News 3's Lauren Clark is here in the studio with more of this shocking video and the story behind it.
Yeah, Jim, we talked to a witness today who drove by and saw these sights you can see here. One of them taken by her cell phone, the other via dash cam. She saw students really trying to escape from these windows here. And it looks like this video isn't quite playing. Oh, there you go, right over here. Now, Aubin Skanke was driving her grandchild home and noticed the sight. She told me she immediately started recording. She says when she pulled up to Deer Springs, just east of Jones, she already saw this. Students panicked, climbing out of the windows, although she said it was unclear if those were parents or others helping them out, which you can see right there as that student is getting out through the window. Now, like you heard being played earlier, you could hear students saying they weren't being let out, they couldn't breathe. One student said he had, quote, horrible asthma. Now, I spoke to a parent who declined to be on camera, but it appears some kind of substance, it's unclear of exactly what, but something sprayed inside the bus, which triggered her child's respiratory issues. And Aubin says she called the police and medical personnel, who were filmed also showing to help up the students struggling with those breathing issues. She recalls it as an intense, distressing sight to see.
There was kids with their heads hanging out saying they can't breathe, and they're crying, and people are coming out of the windows upside down. I was afraid they were going to land on their head or something if they weren't caught, and it was just chaos and panic.
Yeah, and I reached out to CCSD. Now, they're still trying to work to piece together exactly what happened here. But just moments ago, they sent me this statement here. It reads in full: CCSD Transportation is investigating an incident where a perfumed body spray was sprayed on a bus during its route. The incident is being reviewed to ensure all policies were followed. So that brings us to this. What is CCSD's policy when it comes to evacuating a bus? So we read through this 2019 Transportation Employee Handbook explaining a bus driver can only allow children off the bus if it's at a bus stop or school property, and evacuations are only for specific life-threatening emergencies for all on the vehicle. Now, per this document, it does appear bus drivers are supposed to have medical emergency training, with asthma listed as one of those conditions. However, we couldn't find a specific policy to describe this type of situation here and the steps they needed to take. Now, News 3 still has questions, and we will be following up more on this story and situation.
Hi everybody, I'm Reed Cowan from News 3 Las Vegas. We want to thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Remember, you can always see more of our videos by clicking on the video links, and also don't forget to click that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of our YouTube updates. Thanks for watching.